I've spent most of my life in fight, flight, or shutdown. My emotions have always been big, and when they came, they didn't just pass through, they just overwhelmed me. I'd get stuck in them, spiraling in anger, overwhelm, or often in deep sadness or anxiety, until my system would eventually just shut me down to keep me safe. I could still function, but only at a bare minimum. Now, don't get me wrong here. My life hasn't all been bad. There have been a lot of happy moments. I have children that are now grown. I have a husband, and I've had a lot of happy times. But underlying things was always a low-level sadness or anxiety that I never knew how to shift, no matter how hard I tried. And I looked after myself. I ate well, I exercised, I meditated. But underneath it all, there was always just this heightened emotional state that I couldn't recognize. And over time, that really took its toll. I got to a point where it felt like nothing that I did really made a difference. I was exhausted, I slept a lot, but I never felt rested. My memory just got worse, and I started to forget even the simplest of things. And I tried everything. I went to counselling. I got loads of self-help books. I exercised loads. I did lots of mindfulness. I tried a whole food diet. I tried a plant-based diet, all of it. And some things helped for a while, but I always just seemed to come back to the same place. I just felt like I wasn't good enough. And like I was failing, especially because I knew myself better than anyone, and I still couldn't help myself. Then a few years ago, in a search to understand and support myself, I found somatic work and nervous system regulation, and that changed everything. For the first time, I began to understand why my emotions felt so intense, that my body had learned patterns that it believed were keeping me safe. But I also learned something else, that I could teach my nervous system a new way, that I could begin to create a sense of safety in my own body, and from that place I could then increase my own capacity to actually feel. And when your capacity increases, something shifts. The emotions don't disappear by any means, but they don't overwhelm you in the same way, and you don't get stuck in them. I still feel anger, I still feel anxiety, and I still feel sadness. But now they move. And more importantly, I feel safe enough to let them. And that's what I want to share with you, because this isn't about fixing yourself. It's about gently teaching your body that it's safe to feel, that it's safe to be, and it's safe to live in a different way. So let's talk about the nervous system and how small, gentle shifts can begin to change things. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, because if you feel like this, what you don't need is so much information it becomes overwhelming. But I will be sharing more videos that go deeper into this if that's something that you want to look into. For now, just know this. Your nervous system has learned patterns over time. Patterns that made sense at some point. Patterns that were trying to keep you safe. With gentle repetition, you can begin to teach it something new. You can teach it that it's actually safe to feel. And when your body feels safe, your capacity to hold emotions begins to grow, which means that they don't hit as intensely and they don't last as long. So if you're struggling right now, what you need first isn't more understanding. It's a little bit of relief. So here are some simple things that you can do when you're in different emotional states. First of all, what you need to do is actually name the feeling, either out loud or in your mind. You know, you can just simply say, I feel sad. Then say to yourself, I'm allowed to feel this. Now, don't go into the story. Don't analyze why you feel that. Just allow the emotion. If you feel anger, try pushing your hands together, or pressing your hands into your thighs, or pushing up against a wall. Or you can stomp your feet or hit something soft like a pillow or a sofa or a bed. Anger needs somewhere to go. If you feel anxious, gently shake out your hands or your body. Maybe hum a song or lengthen your exhale. So breathe in for 3 and then out for 5. You could also maybe put some music on and just move to that. If you feel sad, place a hand on your heart and on your belly and breathe slowly. Or let your body curl inwards if it needs to. And if tears come, let them. If you feel overwhelmed, stuck or shut down, first check your basics. Have I eaten? Have I had enough water? Have I had enough rest? If not, then please start there first. But if you have, then bring in very gentle movement. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe put your legs up a wall or rock gently if you're standing or sitting, but keep those movements small. Then after any of these moments, sit or stand and just breathe for a minute or 2. These movements give your emotions somewhere to go, and they show your nervous system that it's safe to feel. You don't need to stay in the feeling for long. A minute or 2 is enough. And the first time you do this, it might only shift things slightly. You might actually think, well, is that it? But that is exactly what you're looking for, just a small shift of 3 to 5%. Because over time, those small shifts teach your nervous system that it's safe. And as that happens, your capacity grows. You still feel emotions and they won't take over in the same way. And I know this can feel sort of counterintuitive, especially if you have felt deeply for a long time. You might think, well, why would I allow myself to feel more? But often what's happening is your body hasn't actually felt safe to feel. So the emotions get stuck, or they loop, or they come out in ways that feel overwhelming. You feel anxious about feeling anxious. So when you gently allow them, even for a short time, you begin to change that pattern and you show your body that it's safe. From there, everything can begin to shift. If this resonated with you, I have more videos where I go deeper into this work, and I will be uploading more also, if that feels supportive for you. And if you prefer something more personal, I also have one-to-one sessions that I offer. You'll find the details of that on my Linktree and my channel. Feel free to share in the comments if this has helped with you or if you have any questions. But most importantly, be gentle with yourself. Speak to yourself like you would a good friend.